Welcome back to the second hour of LoveBabz, LoveTalk on Babz Rawls-Ivy. It's Friday in the Elm, and it looks pretty damn good out there. Although, when you look at the forecast at the beginning of the week, it's like rain every day. Every day is going to rain. And so far, it's still saying not today, but a little rain tomorrow, maybe some rain on Monday, Tuesday. But so far, it's been pretty damn nice. Been pretty damn nice. So it's 76 right now. The high would be about 83. So I know people are relieved that it's not that oppressive heat that's been holding us hostage whenever since we went from you know, uh, winter in June to August in June. So this might be a bit more bearable for people, these 80s. Fan weather. Because I sure was going to go get me another kind of air conditioner in the window because it just is hot, which I don't mind. But when it gets to be the kind of heat that nothing will cool you except the air conditioner. But I'm listen. I'm happy it's summer, and I need summer to last until October. That's how I'm feeling. I'm feeling like that. So I'm feeling like that. So thank you to Ed Tankus and Sticks Bones and the Bone Squad for coming in and talking up what they got going on. So they're going to be at the Hampton Music Festival on the 18th. Meanwhile, the Jazz Festival in Hartford is the 18th and the 19th, and the Bone Squad and Sticks Jones will be up there on the 19th, Hartford. I haven't been to the Hartford Jazz Festival in so long. So I might make it this year. We'll see. You know, we'll see what happens. Pack me a little picnic. I don't know what the protocols are in Hartford anymore, so we'll see. Pack me a little lunch and little snack thing, and get my chairs and roll out, sit down and enjoy some good music under the skies. So we'll see. I think there's a on the back of the inner city, the Cool Breeze folks got a concert coming. They're doing something. Let me pull it up because I can tell you what it is. I can tell you the date. I can tell you the date, and then you could see what it is. I think I can pull this up. Let me see the digital paper. Oh, here it is. Well, we got Job Corps on the cover. Job Corps is on the cover. Uh, yeah, because Job Corps is under siege. Uh, so yeah, let me see what's happening. Let me get to the end. They were on the back. And oh no, they're not on the back anymore. Oh darn it! I gotta figure out where they are in the paper. Hmm. Yikes. Well, they might. It might. Did it happen already? Let me see. Well, I know the Cool Breeze in the Park folks have an event or had an event. It might have happened already. I might have missed it. Well, the Connecticut Puerto Rican Parade and Festivals are coming up. That's always a good time. Oh, that might have happened already. Okay. But if it's not in the paper, because we don't run stuff until it happens, and then we'll take it out. So let me see if they got a Cool Breeze Music in the Parks. Oh God, they haven't even kept up their website. Okay. Oh, no, it's gone. All right. Well, I tried. I don't know why people don't keep up their social media stuff because they know people are gonna go right to their social media to find, to find what is going on. Okay. Well, I don't know where it is. Let me see if I can. Now it's gonna trouble me. Now I'm gonna like, where is this? Well, there's nothing I can do about it now. They found me some kind of way, and I could have sworn I did put it in. Wait, let me see if I let me see if I sent it. Huh. No. Okay. Well, I did my best. Keep checking around for I'll keep you posted as cool stuff happens in the city. I can't do that, you know. I can do that. I can do that. I can do that. Uh, yeah, because you want to be outside. You want to do stuff. You want to uh, you want to enjoy your family and your friends. And being outside is a wonderful thing. So just saying. Yeah. I know what I did. Okay, I can't find it. But New Haven has so many parks. They ought to have music in them. They ought to have. And then I think the Westville Pie Festival is coming, and they always have music for that. I think the folk people, their festival is coming. I'm just these are just the things I know off the top of my head. So yeah, so that'll be a good time. Yeah, that should be a really good time. A really good time. So uh, all of those. And if there's no festival that suits your liking, you know what you do? You get your peoples together and your playlist and get yourselves to a park with the libations and the eats that you like and gather. Seriously, gather. So gather, 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 gather. Do that. So um, I don't know what else is going on in the Elm this week. I told you already, the poet laureate is hosting Flow at City Hall at 6. So that might be a good time for you to get out and enjoy yourselves. You know, get out and enjoy yourselves. Uh, that's what I would say. That's my that's my 2 cents. The grand opening for Elm City Market in the 10th Square is today at 11. So if you're downtown in the 10th Square, go by and see what's up. So I guess they're going to have some food and some libations. So a little celebration, 11 o'clock. Somebody will stream it. If not the New Haven Independent, somebody will be down there covering it live. I think this market is a smaller footprint. There's already a new market in their old space. So, yeah, there's already a new market in the old space. They've got new space. So, I think having a market downtown is pretty good. I think that's pretty good. There's some farmers markets going on. So if you like that kind of thing, go to City Seed. They'll tell you all the spaces that have farmers market. I mean, I know the Worcester Square one, Edgewood, Dixwell. I don't know if there's one in Fairhaven. I'm not sure. Oh, today is a food festival at City Seed. I think today is City Seed's food festival. I believe that's what's happening. Uh, Let me double check. I know they keep their social media uh, pretty tight. I think they do. So they've got food today, 6 to 9. Friday Food Fest, 6 to 9, at their location at 162 James Street. So they've got vendors, they got tea, they got Thai, they got the Mitho Garden, Makai Thai, uh, is that Asia tea, salsa authentic Mexican, Chauncey's pound cake, Caribbean homestyle products. So if you need that hot sauce, and Mama Kiss Kitchen. So that's from 69. So they got music, family activities, and community resources. So that might be fun. From 6 to 9, that's a pretty good thing. And they got a whole thing over there. They got a whole parking lot. So you could get over there and really have a good time. So I don't know if I'm gonna make it over there. But I think it'll be a really good time. 162 James Street. Mouth-watering dishes from around New Haven. Some of most exciting food entrepreneurs. So come hungry and be ready to support these incredible local vendors and community partners. And if you're a foodie or a neighbor or love good vibes and great eats, Friday Food Fest is the place for you to be. So bring your family, grab a plate, and celebrate New Haven's flavor. So, and they want you to register. Everything is free. Entry is free if you register. They just want to have a head count, so all the vendors could be prepared. So that might be fun. That might be a lot of fun to sort of do that. So, FYI, if that's something you want to do. We do Tequila Fridays over at the bookstore. So I don't know if we're doing it today. I would check with Hannah. Uh, so, Tequila Friday? I don't know. Let me check with the peoples. I've got work to do, so I'm gonna try to finish my work early today so that I can go into the evening not stressed out about work. And by work, I mean my pre-law work. You know, the things that I get paid to do are not stressful; they're actually joyous. So I'm never stressed out about work. But school work, pre-law work, well, that's a horse of another color. So I think I'm not going to spend my time today, whatever minutes I have left, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I'm not going to talk about politics at all, just because it's I don't think that's a good use of my Friday. I don't think I want to. What I will do is say, oh boy. What I will say is, uh, what I will say is, I forgot what I was going to say. Last night was the opening of a new exhibition over at Concord. Nico Whedon over there is spinning magic. So if you have an opportunity to get over there, that's nice. Tonight is, no, that's August 7th. Uh, yep, they are. Yeah, the New York Times is, oh no, I'm refraining from that too. I'm 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 refraining from that. I'm gonna leave that to just for today. I'll be back on it on Monday. You trust and believe, but I think there's got to be one day that you have to uh, where you have to not concern yourself with a deep dive into all things tyranny. Now, listen, I listen. Even God took a day off, so I'm taking the day off because I could tell you I wanted to rail into that AG Bondi, but I'm not. I'll deal with it on Monday. Mm-mm, mm-mm. I wanted to talk about how Justice Roberts is whining about um, um, rights being eroding. I'm not, even though he's the architect of the erosion. But okay, I'm not going to get into it today. I'm not going to talk about how the New York Times is working with white supremacists to undo the young brother who is the Democratic nominee for mayor. I'm going to save that. I'm gonna leave that alone till Monday. No, I'm not gonna talk about all these people whining uh, about their health care, and they voted against their own interests. I, I'm just gonna, I'm not gonna worry about it. I'll bring it back up Monday. I'm not gonna talk about JD Vance's brother running for mayor in some damn place, and they hate him. I'm not gonna talk about that either. Hmm. I'm gonna leave all that alone. I'm just gonna leave it alone. So just so you know, I'm just gonna leave it alone. So I'll just leave it alone. I'll be back at it on Monday. So let's see. What else should we talk about? Let's see. I tell you what, I've been watching, all the couture designers, all the designers, because I love couture. I love haute couture. I love it. Um, and so I follow a great many of them. I always start with Women's Wear Daily. When I was in college, I had a roommate who used to get the Women's Wear Daily paper. It was like a big thing, right? Like it was a big tabloid, like bigger than, like it was like nothing I've ever seen. I don't think anybody else has done a paper like this. I don't even know if they still make a paper. But it might be Warren. It might be worth me going into Barnes and Noble because they're the only ones that still carry magazines. Like a full offering of magazines. I might pop in there for a magazine. Um, we used to get the Women's Wear Daily, and it was like a big, giant tabloid-sized paper. And we would just pour over that thing because it would give you all the latest, not just couture, but ready to wear by all the designers. The latest handbags, shoes, accessories, all the things. And it would just be, for me, holding it was just the joy of a big ass newspaper. Big, big, big. And some of y'all might remember Women's Wear Daily, WWD, the big paper. But anyway, I follow them on Instagram because they're always showcasing some designer. The fall 2025 look. Spring 2026 kind of stuff. And I am in awe. and people need to understand when you go to fashion week, or you go to showrooms or a fashion show during fashion week, they're showing you couture stuff. That's bespoke. Like that's like the upper echelon of, so the rest of the stores, buyers, they look at what is happening on the runways, and then they get it to they create something inspired by it in everybody's price point. So you could go to Nordstrom's and be influenced and see the influence of whatever Schiaparelli is doing on the runway, right? And then you could go to like Macy's, same thing. And then you start going further down the retail chain, and it'll be some variation of whatever it is on that runway, whatever is in season on that runway. Everybody else takes their cues and offers it in their stores. Now, like there's no longer a Barney's, but Nordstrom is probably. Yeah, I don't think there's a Harvey Bendel. I don't think there's a Bendel's anymore either. I'm not sure, but you start at if you go to Nordstrom's, which I think is still the upper echelon shopping experience. I love Nordstrom's for a lot of reasons. But you start there and you see the influence. And then you might jump down to Macy's. I think Macy's is just under Nordstrom's. I wouldn't put them on the same. I think like a hair under Nordstrom in terms of, caliber of store. And then I don't know if Lord and Taylor's is still around, but then you'd go to Lord and Taylor's, blah, blah, blah. So by the time you get to a Kohl's, and even a Target or a Walmart, there'll be some variation in that particular price point of the people that shop those stores of what you see on the runway. So if you really want to get as close to the runway vibe, you go to the high-end stores and see what they offer, see what's up. And then when you're like, okay, I see that, I get the interpretation, then you go to a store that is in your price point, that you are comfortable paying whatever, and then you find the inspired pieces that way. So that's how you stay fashionable. That's how you stay on trend and all this other kind of stuff. And that's really what it is. So I love starting with the couture stuff because it's just stunning. And then I like looking at the interpretation of that stuff in stores. I was like, oh, okay. When you see a particular color scheme, that's like this is the color for spring, like yellow or something, or hummingbird blue or whatever it is they're calling it. And the paint people come out with the color. What is the paint people's name? The people that come out with the color every year, and everybody is like, "Oh, this is a trend. This is a trend." I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So yeah. So I follow all that kind of stuff. Uh, and then you can always like go to the fast fashion people. They got the little kids in the slum shops sewing clothes for people at Sheen and Fashion Nova and all those kinds of places. And I'm not making a judgment. I'm not talking about that today. I'm talking about couture. I'm strictly in couture. That's it. I'm not moving from that. So that's where we are. So uh, uh, that's where we are. So anyway, I say all that to say I've been watching people at Paris Week. This is Fashion Week in Paris. Like I love seeing ASAP Rocky and Rihanna. I think they're expecting a girl. I see Cardi B in all the places she's been wearing a lot of designer stuff, and she's been showing up in stuff right off the red carpet. So I've watched her. Sierra, who I adore, who I think is one of the most beautiful women on the planet. Like she's just stunning, 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 stunning. So I'm following along. I'm just following along. It's very nice to watch. And I have my favorites. I have my favorites um, of designers who I like. Now, like I'm not now. Listen, you tell people the fashions that you see by some of these designers is not for everyday wear. It's not. It really is to just showcase uh, a look, a moment, a flavor, and some of it is not to be worn by everyday people. Like some of it is just like wow. You know, so uh, like I'm looking at Maison Margiela now. This is a lot. It's a lot, but first of all, everyday people cannot buy this stuff, and second of all, it is designed to just give you to show off their talent, their skill, their tailor, their design, ship, all the stuff, you know. But I'm telling you, Cardi B has been killing it. She has been killing it. She has a good fashion sense. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. So when you see wild things come down don't be so quick to be like, oh, who would wear that? It's not. It's That's not the idea. The idea is they took this garment from a concept, an idea, and turned it into a movable feast. And some of it is like I am such a fan of Zuair Murad. I love them because they're like right now what they're showing. This looks like old Hollywood glamour, you know, and they always got impeccable, shiny, shimmery things that I love. Like these gloves are to die for, these coats with all the embellishment. I just love it. I love it, and I would gladly go and sit at a fashion show and and watch stuff. And then there are people who are making real statements. Um, uh, Robert Woon, his fall 2025 couture, is indigenous. Got a lot of indigenous stuff in it. It is, I mean, it's some of it is creepy as hell, but you can't not look at it. Do you know what I mean? Like you just like, wow, like this red suit with these fake hands. It's creepy as hell, but badass. Just wild. So I'm just, and Schiaparelli is doing their thing. Tears and Lobsters. Okay, okay. So Paris Fashion Week. I'm gonna tell you something. I got to get to Paris Fashion Week one time in my life. I don't know how, because I don't know what you got to do to get invited, and I don't know if you buy a ticket or how you do this. I'm not famous, so if I was famous, I would. I may be able to get a ticket, but I'm not famous. I'm only New Haven famous. I'm not world famous. And by New Haven famous, I mean like a little bit of New Haven famous, not even a lot. So I see Kim Kardashian is doing a Balenciaga, wearing that stuff, looks gorgeous. And some of it you'll see again during awards season. People will wear something right from the award season. And what else I love about it too, before I sign off for the weekend, is that people can pull stuff out of the archives and wear it. I've seen that too, which is, like you might see a Scarparelli 88 or something, and it'll just be equally stunning. So, Giorgio Armani, he's known for impeccable tailoring. He does not disappoint. So, and I do listen to a couple of folks who offer their, fashion people who offer their critiques of all the stuff that they've seen in Paris in Fashion Week. Some of it I agree with, some of it I don't. But that's okay. I mean, that's just how it goes. So anyway, I just thought I'd depart from political banter and tirade to talk about something else that I really like, which is couture. So have a good weekend. Get outside. There's a lot going on. Make your way over to Fairhaven, to City C this afternoon. Get your way over to City Hall for Flow this evening if you're in the mood for some spoken word. So there's a lot going on. So I will see you in the streets, maybe. Be good, and I'll be back on Monday. Thanks, Harry. Thanks, Paul.
Babz Rawls-Ivy from New Haven, Connecticut, and you're listening to WNHHLP 103.5 FM, streaming live at newhavenindependent.org.